Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, I should say, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Easy for me to say. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. And 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. I know because I am a recipient of those as a Gateway Buick GMC car owner. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick.
And welcome into this 45th? 46,
45th.
Something like that.
We're going to go with 45th.
I think it's the 45th
We'll
edition of the Mom Game. You know what's more important in the number? It's the Super Bowl edition of the Mom Game.
Dun, 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 dun.
So that's what we're going to be calling it. So we're going to have some fun on this episode. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to do a little sports. We're going to talk about what perhaps is the Super Bowl of mom life.
Yeah.
And
this could be a good discussion.
I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good and fun. And the most important thing, though, is that we have a special presenting sponsor for this edition of the show as well. I don't know if you have plans for Super Bowl Sunday.
I don't yet.
I don't either. Okay, well, anybody listening who doesn't have plans, we have some for you. Do you guys know what the Happiest Hour is?
Okay, so I'm intrigued by this because you told me about this place, but it's been so long because I stopped covering the Mavericks.
Get with it.
And I have not been down to the AAC
It is so hip.
in forever. And so what is this place you speak of?
Okay, so the Happiest Hour is like right across the street from the AAC. And it has the big open lawn area. There's games out there. There's a cool rooftop. There's just tons of seating. So in this weird time, you don't have to worry about being like too close to everybody. It's a really fun place. And it's somewhere that actually like a lot of Stars fans and even the Stars players will sometimes go after the games because it is located so close to the AAC. It's right there in Uptown where a lot of the cool kids hang out. This is a cool kid place. But you know, everybody's welcome. And they have a lot of space. So they're doing a big party for Super Bowl Sunday, a safe party though.
Right.
So we are encouraging you guys to go check it out. And they're one of our newest partners here on the Mom Game that we're so excited to have. So the Happiest Hour for Super Bowl will feature an action-packed rooftop fan zone experience for the big game this Sunday, February 7th. Catch the big game action on Happiest Hour's rooftop with a massive video wall. I've seen it. It's giant. So you will catch every second of the game on their big giant video wall. No matter where you're sitting, you'll be able to see. They'll have awesome bites, of course, open seating, and so much more. If you want to find out more, you just go to happiesthourdallas.com/biggame21. We will put that info up on the screen. So I know it's kind of a weird year with the Super Bowl and not knowing what to do, but it really is. It's always one of my most favorite days of the year.
I love it too.
To celebrate.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun because it's kind of in the, it's toward, you can start at like 3 or 4 and just kind of let it build up. And then the commercials and doing the squares and all that kind of fun stuff. I feel like though, once we had kids, it's just kind of gone downhill.
Yeah,
because,
it has. And maybe that's why I enjoy it more though, because when you have kids, it's like, oh, something fun and exciting to look forward to that you can make an excuse.
But then the next day's a school day. So if you go to someone's house or if you go out, you feel like you need to come back in a relatively early hour. And then obviously you don't want to partake too much because then you got to work the next day.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, when I was 30 and didn't have any kids, I was like, yes, let's party it up on Super Bowl. And now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I should do.
Yeah,
you know?
well, you could go to the
Now we
happiest
could go to the
hour.
happiest hour.
We could go to the happiest hour and you could just get a sitter. Sometimes the most fun like date days with
That's
your
very
husband
true.
are just getting a sitter, say, hey, you know what? Can you come at like 2 and come back at like 6? Maybe
Well, then
put the kids down.
Yeah. Well, then you go two to halftime, and then that's a perfect day, and then come back home. And
Exactly.
it's
So
not a bad idea.
the happiest hour is where it is at this Super Bowl Sunday. They just recently reopened their doors, and I really love everything that they're doing. I helped them out with a Texas OU party a couple years back and helped MC and stuff, and they're good people over there. And it's just the place to be right now for the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I might go do that. Might just watch at home. I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty excited for this game, Em. I don't know. I don't know what it's like, really, to have your team in the Super Bowl, because it's obviously been a long time since the Cowboys were in it, and I was much younger when the Cowboys did play in the Super Bowl. But I feel like if your team's not in it, like this matchup between
it's
these
so
two
fun.
teams with Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes is something that can get everybody excited to tune in. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how those two match up, of course, with the rest of the.
Oh my gosh, my wedding ring's stuck on my
team as
finger, and
well.
it's making me claustrophobic. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
Okay, do you need?
I can't get it off. Oh my gosh, it's making me claustrophobic.
Can you
Okay,
shake,
I got it.
deep
I got
breath?
it.
That's what happened to me the other day when
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
super hungover and I woke up
so
in
sorry.
the middle of the night on the couch. It's the worst feeling.
You like feel like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Did you want to take off your wedding ring in preparation for going to Happiest Hour?
Definitely not.
You're like, this might take a
No,
while.
but
I'm
you know
gonna
when
get
you
started.
feel like you're starting. So we're going sidetrack as we always do.
It's okay.
So I went and had a working lunch by myself at my favorite Thai restaurant.
a working
that I go
lunch
to.
by myself.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I love that you
I
have
take my
to
laptop.
You call it a working lunch.
Yes. And so I went and I had a giant plate of my favorite Thai food. It's my favorite dish. I get the same thing every time. But one of the residual effects of it is that you'll retain a little water, and my fingers were swollen, and I could start feeling my finger was getting bigger and bigger by the minute. And I have a thick wedding ring. It's not like a thin band. It's a thick band. And so if it's stuck, it's stuck. And then I start freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have to cut my finger
Yeah,
off.
I saw.
Yeah. The panic. I hope hopefully the camera was on you because you were talking. But if they got a shot of me at that point in time with the sheer panic that was on my face.
It was not as much
I
panic
can't
as when we couldn't open the wine prior to this show. We couldn't get that wine opener to work.
So
there was a
true.
little bit of panic.
I was like, what's wrong with this?
So this has been a really stressful 10 minutes for Emily. So I think we all just need to bear with her.
Okay.
We got the wine open.
I
We
know.
got the wedding ring off.
Wedding ring's over again.
We're ready.
Okay, we're ready. Back to the Super Bowl.
We're ready to podcast.
We're ready to party. Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
So
Who do you think's going to win this thing?
So I'm totally rooting for Kansas City because Pat Mahomes is my boy because he went to Texas.
Do you actually know him?
I don't.
You
I know his dad.
Dad, mom.
I've met him.
Okay.
But I just like
You know his dad. That's close enough.
if you're a Red Raider, like you are clinging
Hell yeah.
to Pat Mahomes. Like you are like, he is our everything. And so, yeah, we're all ride or die Pat Mahomes. Like we've got the Kansas City Chiefs jersey. We've got everything. I mean, we are in on Pat Mahomes.
Does your whole family have jerseys?
No, Henry does.
Henry
has
does.
one, and
Okay.
he loves him. And so, but I also I love the Tom Brady story.
Yeah.
And I hate how everyone just wants to pounce. Like I sent out a tweet when he had that ridiculous pass and I was like, Brady, bucket. People were like, Brady, so done with him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, you've got greatness fatigue. That's unfortunate. And I'm like, why are we like this to where it's like, he's highly
Everyone's
successful
jealous.
and he's married to a supermodel and he's looks perfect and blah, blah, blah. And he's playing the game at a very high level.
Yeah.
By all accounts, he's an incredible teammate, but we just want to see him fail. We just want to see you fail.
See, okay,
And so I'm trying not to be that way. Like, I feel like it was that way with Tiger. Like, you know what I mean? You're so good and I don't even feel like Brady, is he confident? Yes, but I don't feel like he's like over the top. I mean, like LeBron James. I love LeBron James. LeBron James is cocky.
he's a lot more hateable.
I mean, he's cocky, he's very cocky. He does some of the greatest shit in the community ever.
Yeah.
But he's very cocky. I don't feel like Tom Brady's out there like, I just don't see that.
Yeah, I don't either. And I will say, so when he was with the Patriots, towards the end of his time there, I felt that way. I had that greatness fatigue. I was like, oh, the Patriots.
I was over the
Tom
Patriots.
Brady.
I wasn't over Tom. I was over the Patriots.
I was kind of over
just like I was over the Yankees.
Just
like it's like when they're too good. And so I guess I hear him being a total hypocrite because I'm doing it based on a franchise, but not on an individual.
Yeah.
But I'm the same thing. Like the Laker fatigue. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the Lakers sucked for a while, and then they get LeBron, and they're like, oh, look at us, we're amazing, we're the Lakers. I'm like, what? You sucked for a while. Like,
right.
Don't act like you've always been there. Come on, man.
No.
But yeah, it's Yankees. It's and I see why people hate the Cowboys. But now it's like, well, shit, we haven't won in 25 years.
No one can hate us anymore. We don't have anything going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Tom Brady story this year is really cool, and it has pulled me back in. Not that I super hated him before, but I'm a fan of him and everything he's doing. When you can bring a franchise that hasn't essentially been good historically and take them all the way to the Super Bowl in your first year, when you are 43 years old, a head coach like Bruce Arians, who's just been around the league for a long time, seems by all accounts like a really good dude. And they had their little rocky start to their relationship that, of course, everybody probably blew out of proportion. But I think it's really cool now seeing Tom Brady take this team to this level, and any doubters that thought maybe it was Belichick or maybe it was the Patriots or just the weapons that he always had around him. It's like, nope, it's Tom Brady. And yes, he has a good team around him now.
So, but here's my question though. Like, I wonder with Patrick Mahomes, like he's had so much success early on in his career. Like, when's the fatigue going to set in with him? Like, when are people going to be like,
because Tom Brady isn't hateable, but he's not as lovable as Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is so stinking lovable.
He's so lovable. He looks like he's 15. He's got the Kermit the Frog voice. He's like, just still almost looks like he's wide-eyed and bushy-tailed when it comes to playing in the NFL. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just so lucky to be here kind of thing. Now that might wear off. Granted, is he like the richest dude in the league right now? I mean, after getting a giant contract.
Yeah. I mean, he's set. He's good.
Buying part of the Kansas City Royals franchise. But I feel like, I mean, it's not like I know him, but I feel like none of that's really changed him.
Yeah.
And he's still somebody that you want to root for. And I was so diehard Chiefs last year when they did win, because it was kind of that cool story. The Chiefs hadn't won in a long time, and they, were kind of just always kind of bad. And I went to Mizzou, where obviously everybody there was Chiefs fans. Anybody from Kansas City was diehard, and what I appreciated about them is that they were diehard no matter what.
All the time.
Ride or die with your team, even when they're terrible. My best friend, like her husband, his dad has like a whole Kansas City Chiefs room. It's like red shag carpet.
Yeah, they're like super
so hardcore.
They're super into it, which I love that too. I feel like Buffalo. That was why it was like Buffalo was an easy to root for.
Yes.
They're, kind of the lovable loser, wide right all the time, and then they have this lovable diehard fan base that it's kind of easy to root for. But I'm excited for the game. I'm excited for the matchup.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. I will say the one thing about like getting together for Super Bowl is like you oftentimes don't get to watch the game.
Yeah.
And like I really like to watch the game.
It depends on the group. And I have that problem sometimes when...
And I kind of want to see the commercials, but now this year I don't think I care because it's really not a whole lot of...
It's kind of weird
stuff.
Because some people are taking their money and donating it or making, like using the spot to do a PSA.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
Which is great. But then the others are... still throwing all their money at creating some sort of silly commercial. And we do appreciate the commercials. So I hope some of them are still
I hope some
there,
of them are.
And some of them are good and fun. The Dallas Stars play Sunday at 2. So it's kind of awkward. So
I know. Henry's supposed to have basketball practice every Sunday at 6, and I haven't texted the coach. He's a friend of ours, but I'm going to be like, Price, please.
Yeah.
Dude, please tell me we're not practicing.
Oh, it's
Sunday
6. Yeah, right in the middle.
Surely not. It's just like a standard practice. It's not like he sent out an email today and said we're practicing Sunday at 6. But I have yet to I keep waiting for him to be like,
I feel
hey,
like
gang.
people should just know. There was like a pre-kindergarten play date thing scheduled for that Sunday too. I'm like, don't these people know?
It's the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, the Stars had to because whatever.
Yeah.
They have to get their games in. But
but they don't play up against the Super Bowl.
No.
It's not like they're playing at 7.
No, and
on
surely
Sunday.
they knew that when they made it a 2 o'clock game.
Of course.
So yeah. No, it should be fun. It's Going to be a really good game, I think. I am glad that the league has invited, I think, 7,500 healthcare workers, vaccinated healthcare workers to the game. I think the game just feels so different when there's people there. And for the Super Bowl, you got to have people there. I think they're going to have up to 25,000. So 7,500 of them are going to be vaccinated healthcare workers.
Awesome.
And then the others are going to be fans that purchase tickets. They're going to have them all potted up
Yeah.
in their own little pods and all of that.
Would you ever how much would you ever pay for a Super Bowl ticket? Is that something you desire to do? I don't desire to go to a Super Bowl.
No.
I don't. Maybe if the Cowboys were in it, I would. The Cowboys have been my team since childhood. My daddy loved the Cowboys. My sister and my dad I would watch the Cowboys every Sunday.
Yeah.
But it's just been such a long 25 years. And I want to root for them. I love Dak Prescott. I loved Jason Witten. Like I want to root for this organization. I want it to be good again. But it's hard when it's just hard. It's just been hard, to be a Cowboys
It's
fan.
been really hard. They have a few good pieces, but they can't put the whole puzzle together.
There's no
So
completed
it
puzzle
might
there.
be a while. Okay, what do you think the average cost of a ticket? We'll play a little
So pandemic
Okay, wait. Average cost of a ticket to the past 5 Super Bowls.
to the past 5. Average ticket past 5.
I'm so bad at this stuff.
Year,
As I put you on the spot.
14,000.
No, average cost of a ticket to the past 5 Super Bowls, $5,506.
Maybe I was thinking of a pair, but still.
A pair.
Yeah.
$5,000. Is there anything that you would pay $5,000
To go to?
Oof. Besides like
Okay. So
One
one of
week vacation?
my bucket list is the Masters.
Oh.
So if you could put me, like I'd pay $5,000 for a ticket to the Masters and then you set me up on the 18th green.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I would pay. So where I could just sit there on the 18th green, watch them hit their
people
approach shots,
finish.
watch people finish, and then ultimately see that
There
Sunday
with some
finish.
wine.
Yeah,
That'd be
not
nice.
have to move. So I'd pay $5,000 for that.
Okay.
And what about you?
I don't think so. I love your Masters answer because I think that Kelly would love that. That's like his dream is to go to the Masters or to
Yeah, Mike's been, and it kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like it was like,
Okay, well,
yeah.
all we need is the Masters to sponsor the mom game. So they can send us there.
Duh.
All expenses paid.
Yeah.
So the Super Bowl Raymond James Stadium will be 30% capacity. So it's better than nothing. 72% of Americans say they are unlikely to host or attend a Super Bowl party this year.
Yeah, that's kind of sad, but it's probably better.
I know. We've had to cancel everything
Unless
else.
you have like a setup like they have at Happiest Hour, like where it's open air, it's a big enough space. But yeah, I'm sure it's just like the holidays where they're like, stay outside, stay apart from each other. And so if you can do that, you're fine. But not many houses have giant backyards where you can accommodate a Super Bowl party.
And lastly, we need to keep an eye out for Susie Dorner. She's an ICU nurse at Tampa General Hospital. She's been selected by the league to be one of the 3 honorary captains.
Love it.
For coin toss. And she's been a manager at the hospital for more than 8 years, lost 2 of her grandparents to the pandemic, chosen to represent thousands of healthcare workers from across the country and the world. So I think that's a really cool story. One of her grandparents that she lost was actually a nurse during World War II.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's just like
Survived World War II.
this all sucks. So the least thing we can do is like really honor and cheer for these people that are in the front lines and helping every day. So there's some cool storylines. I'm glad that the NFL made it to the end of the road.
I am too.
I know that everybody was skeptical about
Impressive.
It's impressive. So a lot of fun to be had here on Super Bowl
Now my leg is bleeding.
Sunday. You're a shit
Do you have a Kleenex?
I don't have a Kleenex. I know. All moms should have Kleenexes. Why is your leg bleeding? I don't know. Okay, well, why Emily's looking for a Kleenex. We all have to deal with things in our day-to-day lives, whether it's your leg bleeding or it's your ring. Well, we just want you to know that Baylor Scott and White All Saints Medical Center, Fort Worth's Joan Katz Cancer Resource Center is here for you. There are partners here on the Mom Game. They're here for anything that you might need, but especially if it comes to cancer care or any of your screenings. If you or a loved one is facing cancer, Baylor Scott and White All Saints Medical Center, Fort Worth's Joan Katz Cancer Resource Center arms you with the resources you need with comprehensive care and a dedicated nurse navigator by your side, which is huge. There's a lot to navigate when you're going through this stuff. So to have somebody right there with you that can help you schedule all of your appointments, make sure you're doing everything right is huge, I can tell you. You can fight cancer on your own terms with them, from diagnosis through treatment and the rest of your life, because it's a lot of checkups. You want to love the people that you're working with. They'll help you every step of the way. Visit bswhealth.com/Joan Katz to find support for your cancer fight, or if you know somebody who got that terrible news that they were diagnosed with cancer, you can tell them that you heard of a really good spot to send them to here on the Mom Game. How are we doing?
I'm all right. I'm making it, but I am bleeding.
Are you using paper to clean up your blood?
Because I don't have any Kleenex or tissues. So we're gonna push through. Sometimes you got to persevere. You just gotta keep going. You got to keep blotting the blood from your leg and
blot the blood,
dabbing it on the
Drink
envelope.
Your wine. Try not to get blood in the wine.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to have sports squirts coming up in just a minute. Our Super Bowl edition of Sports Squirts, which isn't really very Super Bowl-y, but
no,
it's Super Bowl week.
It's Super Bowl week.
Yes.
Here on the Mom Game.
But first, we have a quick message from one of our newer sponsors, one that's near and dear to my heart. It is the McCoy team at AB Mortgage. The world around us is crazy and unsettled right now for all of us. So whether you're wanting to stay put in your current home or wanting a change of pace, the McCoy team is here to help. Getting pre-qualified before you are ready to sell and purchase is always the first step in the process. Interest rates are at an all-time low, which means now is the perfect time to buy or refinance. There are a lot of mortgage companies that will sift you through their automated processes, but that is not how the McCoy team operates. When you call, email, or text Mike or his team, you'll get an actual human on the other end answering your questions and setting you up with honest guidance. I know because I live with the man and he is constantly on his phone. Mike and his team operate in full disclosure, much like me, and will get you prepared for any purchase or refinance. Here's the deal, though. He's not going to get you in over your skis. If you can't afford a new purchase or refi, he is not going to recommend it. I know it may sound cheesy, and I know I'm biased, but my dude will take really good care of you. It's his thing, and he takes great pride in it, as does his team, and I am proud of them for that. So give him a holler at 817-987-2200 or schedule a free no-obligation consultation at McCoyTeamMortgage.com. FDIC insured, NMLS 402132, equal housing lender. And give him a call so he'll continue to sponsor the Mom Game.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
How did you meet Mike? I realized I didn't even know.
I met him at a Mavericks game.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great story.
I'm hot.
So I met him at a Mavericks game. This is so random.
Were you working?
I was working. He was not.
And he probably thought that was pretty hot.
He introduced himself. I know his sister. So he introduced himself as, hey, I'm Mike McCoy, Kelly McCoy's brother. And so I'm supposed to introduce myself to you. This is how I remember it.
I'm supposed to
different
introduce.
story. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh yeah.
Like, I don't really want to, but
anyway, so we talk. I found him very attractive. At which point I got a business card and put my number in Sharpie on the back. And I was like, oh, have Kelly give me a call. Here's my number. We lost touch, blah, blah, blah. And so the next day he called, or we were texting for a little bit. And then I remember, I'll never forget, I was walking into the dry cleaner and he called. And it like freaked me out because I was like, we're texting. What are you doing? Like,
yeah,
we're
no one does
now.
that.
What's happening? And so he called and I was like, after that, I was like, okay, I love this. I love the fact that he was like, enough about the texting. I'm going to call.
Yes.
So we go on 4 dates, the first 2 of which included my niece and nephew, which at the time were 4 and 1.
Oh
I was taking care of them. We went to like McDonald's and had lunch with
it was fun.
He did good.
Yeah.
Then on our 4th date, he proceeds to tell me that we were actually in a wedding, the same wedding together.
Really? And you didn't notice him?
Because I was huddled up with another person and dating him and
PDA.
And it was in this, he's a lovely human, but not my type.
Yeah.
But when you're 20 something in Lubbock and you've graduated from college, the pool is very small. And so this was a guy I knew. He was a good guy. He was in from Dallas. And so I thought, well, maybe I can't make anything.
Oh, big city man.
Big city man. and so he told me that. And I just remember like the blood like rushing out of my face, like, oh my God. Like we were in Lauren and Ryan's wedding together. And this is where I was like, why on earth did you wait until the fourth date to tell me this?
No kidding.
Yeah. So he totally held out on me. And
Well,
didn't tell
at
me.
least your behavior with random guy didn't scare him off.
No. And it wasn't like, but it just was,
Yeah, you were oblivious to anyone
and that
may have
guy's
been in the
mom
wedding
was
party.
there, and anyway. And so thank God he didn't,
Well, okay, so that's cool.
So then after that, it was, we've been dating since then, but yeah.
How long did y'all date before you got married?
Oh, we dated, gosh, I don't even remember.
Like 3 years, 4 years?
No. We dated for a year, then we moved in together.
Oh, okay.
And that was
And then
on
you got
me.
pregnant, and then you had to get married?
Yeah. And then I basically said, I'm tired of commuting from Dallas to Fort Worth, and I'm going to buy a house in Fort Worth. You can either live with me, or you can keep paying rent and living with a roommate and staying at my house every night, or we can do this.
Yeah,
like, whatever.
that's romantic.
So romantic. So it's basically like, I'm buying a house, you can move in if you want. And so he moved in, and we were engaged, or no, we lived together we moved in together before the man told me he loved me. Like, whatever. He's a very deliberate human being. So yeah, we lived together for a good while. His mom, who's divorced, his parents are divorced. His mom was dating someone. They were getting serious. He did not want to steal the thunder from her. So he waited until after her wedding to propose to me.
Oh.
Or
That's
at least
thoughtful.
that's what he says.
Or he just got cold feet.
Or he was just buying some time until
saving
whatever.
Saving money.
So that's been. I'll have to tell you. I won't be able to tell you that story on the air because it could defame him publicly.
We can save it for our 50th episode.
Save it for the 50th, the after dark, where we're doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna do crazy stuff on the 50th episode. So make sure you tune in. I just thought about, and we'll do.
How did you and Kelly meet?
Well, I guess I'll tell you. How did we meet? So I worked at Fox Sports Southwest with you, and I was doing the Stars Insider show and producing the show.
Yeah.
And I was out at practices a lot, and I kind of saw him there. So we noticed each other, if you will. And then nothing happened. And I went to... After I worked at Fox for a while, I took 1 year and I worked for the Dallas Stars. So I was actually like working with him. We worked at the same place. We went to a company Christmas party. He went with Mark Crawford, who was the head coach at the time. I went with my boss, and we ended up like hanging out at the party. It was Joe Newendike's wife who kind of introduced us and was like, because she knew Kelly quite well.
Right.
And knew that I was single. And so she'd kind of been talking Kelly up to me. And then anyways, we had a great time at that party that night. Went to the Loon afterwards, and just like with a big group. Oh my God. And just had fun.
The Loon.
Yes, the Loon. And then we actually went to a Mavs game the very next night.
Okay.
Like he texted the next day, because dating is, we need to have a dating episode, and we need to bring people on. Crystal made me think of it. Our friend who we had on the last episode, when she talked to us about when's the last time we've been on a date. But dating is just like weird, and it sucks. And you're trying to read all these subliminal messages, and why
Play
are
the
they
games
not texting?
yes.
But yeah, he was like, next day, do you want to go to the Mavs game? I was like, hell yeah. So that's a common theme with both of our husbands. It's like, don't F around.
Yeah.
A lot of guys had F'd around, and I was just like, well, this is cool.
So over that.
Yeah. So we went to the Mavs game the next day. He got tickets from his roommate who worked in the TV truck for the Mavs, and we just had a blast. And then Christmas was right around the corner, and I invited him to my parents' house for Christmas, my grandmother's house for Christmas.
But it's because he didn't have any family here.
It's because he didn't have any family here.
Super nice.
His parents alternated coming to Dallas every other year, so they weren't coming. He was going to be alone. And I thought, I didn't think he, the one or anything at that point. I didn't even know if I wanted to date him, but invited him to Christmas, and my family all loved him. And from there, we pretty much started dating. So it was fun. It was good. I laugh because every time I'm driving in here, we'll have a dating episode. Maybe, I don't know when we should have a dating episode, but we need to.
Well, we had our husbands on, but I feel like it was so early on in the process.
But that's like a married episode.
Okay.
We need to talk about dating. And just like,
do we really? What's wrong with you? It's because I keep pointing to the mic to you.
Well, that and my chair is different. I meant to get that chair.
Oh, it's movie chair.
Yeah, it's movie chair. So it's moving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm too short and I'm bumping into the mic.
because I keep pointing to you when you start getting over here.
I know.
And then I'm like, point. Okay.
So my quick dating story. Every time I drive in here, have you seen that I think it's a Telos Fitness. It's like right at the corner off of the tollway because we're right in here off the tollway. I dated this guy for, I don't know, just a few months.
Yeah.
Kelly doesn't listen to this show, so I can tell dating stories. And it was like our second or third date, and he took me to this Telos Fitness that's right here by where we shoot the mom
he took you to work out on a date?
He took me to work out, and he was like, you can use my account anytime you want. And I was not I was skinny then.
Look at the perks of dating me.
Yes. He's like, you can use, and it's like really fancy. And he showed me all around and was trying to woo me with his gym, which is now the gym that I drive by every time we come to a show. So I always just laugh to myself.
That's
and I'm
hilarious.
What was that dude doing? And what was I doing? Thinking that was normal. And I was
we need to pencil in date.
Yes. We can tell bad
talk.
date stories. We could bring somebody on.
And we can ask our friends on social media for their help with bad dating stories. Mm-hmm. We could even have a contest. Who's got the worst dating story?
Exactly. Okay.
Let's do it.
Oh, I've got a lot.
Okay.
And now we're married, thankfully. And we don't have to do that S anymore.
Lord. Okay. We're supposed to do sports
We're supposed to do sports.
Can I tell you a funny story now that my legs stopped bleeding?
You just said we're supposed to do sports cards.
We are, but it leads me to this because I'm wearing a skirt, not a skort.
Oh.
So today, this is so embarrassing.
Story.
I shouldn't share it, but I'm going to.
Why not?
So today, we've talked about the laser. So I don't really have to shave much. I've got the laser on my underarms. I've got laser on my bikini.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have laser on my legs. So today, for the first time in forever, I wore a skirt. And so I felt my legs and I'm like, I don't even need to shave. This is amazing. And I've thought maybe for a little bit after my hysterectomy, I might be going through menopause early. Maybe this is one of the benefits of
your hair.
I'm not growing any hair. Right. So then I get in the car. I'm so embarrassed by the level of hair growth on my legs right now.
So you just thought it wasn't there, but it is?
I felt, and I was like, that's how long it is that it's smooth and you can't feel it. It's not like... What is wrong with?
So you had to see it.
So I had to see it. I got in the car and I looked down.
Well, good news is it's just me.
And I was
I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
It is shocking when you wear shorts or a skirt for the first time in the winter and then you haven't.
And then I had flashbacks because in junior high, before I could shave, and got made, not junior high, so elementary, middle school, I got made fun of and they would call me a gorilla and monkey because I had a lot of hair on my legs and stuff. My legs and arms were super hairy.
Was
and
it was it dark?
Yes. I mean, I have dark hair. So I would be
That is so mean. I'm mad at these people.
It's a whole nother story about how I used to steal razors and
what?
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I got really made fun of when I was younger, and so it scarred me. So
that's why you laser the shit out of everything now.
That's why everything is lasered, except for my legs.
Yeah,
and so then I had these flashbacks. I'm like, oh my god, somebody's gonna see my hairy legs today. But no one saw my hairy legs. You're
scarred for life.
Okay,
when do girls start shaving?
Okay, so I tried it in second grade. My mom was like, this is not happening. And so I would steal razors because she wouldn't give them to me. I was a total hoodlum. Anyway.
Did you steal them from the store?
Yeah, the convenience store. Yeah.
Stole razors.
Yeah, I stole. I was a thief. Anyway, so I think 6th grade.
Okay.
Because my daughter is going to be, my kid's elementary school goes from kindergarten to 5th. Mm-hmm. So I feel once she gets to 6th, okay.
What grade is she in now?
She's in 1st.
She's in 1st. So
we have plenty of time.
You have plenty of time.
But Henry's in 3rd. So then we're looking at it's just, everything's escalating for him. Obviously he doesn't need to shave his legs. But,
I know, but it's only going to be.
But we're talking about, I've always told him when he was 10, he was going to get a cell phone. And people freak out about that. And then I'm like, isn't your little iPad just the same thing as a cell phone? It just doesn't have cellular data. Let's. Oh my gosh, anyway, this another episode. Okay, let's take notes. So we've got I
need a pen.
We've got the dating episode. Well, good thing these are recorded, right? Okay, so we've got the dating.
Yeah, but we don't ever go back.
This is true. Dating episode and technology. Because I feel we've had the parenting expert, but I feel we should have the technology conversation and not with an expert because they're going to make us feel like shit, I feel like. Yeah. So I just think we should have honest parent conversation.
Technology expert? Or a technology aficionado?
Well, I mean, no, no, we do. We should have someone on that is specifically geared toward
Mike Soroy?
yes. No, like social media and when to introduce, like when it's okay. Like I'm not going to give Henry a phone when he's 10 and then tell him to go get an Instagram account. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, right. But
okay, I see what you're saying.
okay.
Yes, we need to have
so those two ideas.
like social media technology experts. Speaking of Mike Soroy, that's another show because he's going to babysit my kids on
I cannot wait to hear about this.
on Thursday.
He's going to babysit your kids.
He's
Mike
gonna
Soroy, who is a guest on our show,
Yes.
who we love.
Yes,
He's
we
gonna
talked about
babysit
video
your kids
games
on
with
Thursday.
him.
Yes.
And the reason like this even got implanted in my head is because we had talked to him about having kids and about, he's 44, he doesn't have any kids yet. Does he want them? We had this whole conversation about it. So that sparked this thing in my brain and I'm like over here desperate for help when I saw him and I was like, hey.
And so what are you going to do while he watches your kids?
I am going to go with a girlfriend, I think, and we're just going to go have drinks and dinner. I was going to go get a massage. Do you ever go to those places that are just called foot therapy? Emily, they're awesome.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you.
It's literally just called foot therapy.
And they just rub on your feet?
Some of them are just called foot. I swear. It just says foot. And I'm like,
you can't be serious.
yes,
Foot.
please have me. They're amazing.
Okay.
It's a full body massage for $35 for an hour. And they find the pressure points, they find wherever you're sore.
I went to one of these places and this dude straight up straddled me, got on top of me.
Yeah.
No!
They do that.
No.
That's how they really work.
No. But when he was working, he was making noises.
Well, that's weird. I mean, my guys don't make noises.
You're laying down and they're straddling you. And
I mean, kind of.
They're up on. I told him, I was like, I need 2 feet on the ground. I need 2 feet.
You told him?
Oh, I was so creeped out. Like, and it's open. It's like they're like curtains and things.
Yeah.
And like
I need 2 feet.
No, he didn't understand me. So I was like, I'm not comfortable. I need you off. And he was like, and I was like, I need your feet on the ground. I need your feet on the ground right now. Like,
you probably scared the poor guy so much.
He scared me.
He's just trying to work out the kinks.
I will never go to. It's funny. My husband sent me there. He's like, you need your shit worked out. Like you need your back worked out. And I was like, okay, fine. So I go in, and it's like kind of weird because it's curtains, and so you can hear everybody. And I was like,
lovely.
This is not like the spa. Like, this is not what I'm used to.
That's why it's $35.
And then we
don't all have $200 for a massage.
I know. And then we're getting into it. And then he just pops up on the table. And I'm like, no. I mean, I gave it a minute. But then when I heard the littlest
on the ground.
when he started making like this a noise. And I don't even know. I mean, I don't think
what kind of noise?
I don't think he was getting
getting off?
No, I don't think he was. But I just didn't feel comfortable with it, and I wanted him to get off of me.
Just gotta relax and let it happen.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
It's not sexual.
I would hope not, but I don't know. I just couldn't. At that point in time, my shoulders are in my ears. I can't even move. I'm so tense because there's this man on top of me.
It's not that big of a deal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, it was to me. And I flipped my lid. And I was like, I am not comfortable and I need you to get off me. And he was like, just kept going. I was like, no. 2 feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Both of them. Both. Not one.
Oh my God,
2.
Emily, you're too funny.
Sorry. Okay.
I love those places.
Oh my gosh.
I love those places.
Okay. To each their own.
They do a really good job. I swear it's better than like a real expensive fancy massage. You leave there and it's just like, it feels so good. And it does. I always get to the point where, do I say anything? Sometimes it hurts. Like sometimes it's really hard. They do. Like they're not afraid to tap your butt.
Oh.
Like just work it out. Just all those. Okay. I mean, your butt doesn't need to be abandoned just because it's like.
Your butt doesn't need to be abandoned.
Yeah.
I agree.
It gets sore
and
too.
I don't mind that. Just
you don't mind? Okay.
With 2 feet on the ground.
But they're smaller sometimes.
That's fine. I don't.
They need to. That's how they get the force.
I understand. I don't want anyone.
They do.
Telling me.
A lot of them do have a sign typed out and
that
printed
says,
and
"Don't
taped
straddle me."
up on the front thing. That's like, if you are sensitive to being touched or anything like that, like, don't come here.
Right.
But
yeah.
Okay, so anyway, that's what I was gonna do.
Okay. So you're gonna get straddled by some random person giving you a massage. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Kelly goes too. You know what? Like, we both love it. It's like,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
It's not weird.
Okay.
But I'm not, because it's funny, when I had that conversation that Mike Soroy had me on Saturday on his show, Cirque du Soroy, to talk about it. And one of my girlfriend's husbands texted me. He was driving home from work, and he said, hey, I heard you might have a night off. You should bring my wife because she's dying inside our house.
Nice.
Because one of my good girlfriends who has 2 little kids, and, it's just hard, man. She's working, little kids. That's why we have wine. And so he said, you need to invite her to dinner. So she and I think, are just going to go have dinner or something. But I don't know. We got to Mike could just like call in virtually or something afterwards. But I think we have to have him talk about the babysitting experience here on our show. Because this is somebody that has literally spent 0 time.
Yeah, put that on the list too.
That's where all this. Yeah.
So we never even got to sports courts.
We never got to sports courts.
I will give my one sports court, and that is that I will not be going to spring training. Just found out today, because it's first of all, the protocols still aren't in place, but like from what we can tell, it's like interviews will take place 12 feet apart, and I'm like,
12 with 6 not good enough.
No, not good enough. So it seems like the logistics are going to be too much to where it's not what I would get out of it is not going to be worth the effort and the hoops that we're going to have to jump through to get me there.
Yeah.
So now I am scrambling, trying to find different ways to build relationships with people I've never met, and strengthen ones with people that I already have one with. But
can you like go for coffee
hard
with them, or is that illegal too? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, could you just set up if there's somebody you want to do a feature on, or?
Yeah, I've really started brainstorming with some things, and so hopefully I'll have a better idea in the next couple of weeks.
Have them on the mom game.
How I can get a little bit more.
You can chat.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, so I will not be traveling this year. So I will not be traveling. I will not go to spring training. So everything is here. So
wow.
I did find that out today, and it does look like we're going to start the season on time.
Yeah, that like as of yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, and I think they're the owners proposed that we push the season back a month, and the players rejected it. And I think that both sides realize it's best not to go back and forth. Mm-hmm. It's best to just, okay, we're going to make this one little attempt, and then you're going to say no, and then we're going to just say okay. Mm-hmm. Because the hit that our game took
that's
coming out of the pandemic.
Big of them.
Well, I mean, it's the way it kind of should be done. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that this is the end of it, mm-hmm. and we're going to start the season on time, and we're going to see where it goes.
Okay. My one question is, so in that proposal from the owners to the players, they were going to make the same salary but play less games.
Yeah.
So why did the players not want to do that?
Because they want to go ahead and start the season.
Okay.
They don't want to push it into...
Because then you get into like a gray area where it might not even happen.
Right. Well, but the owners are trying to push it, obviously. Mm-hmm. They feel like if they can have an extra month of wiggle room to work with to get more fans in the stands, then it's worth paying an extra 8 games. If they can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they were just trying to see if they could kind of push this off a little bit.
Right. I get it from the owner's side. If someone offered me the same amount of money to work less, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's 8 games.
Yeah, true.
You're playing 162.
Yeah.
That's
true. So they're like, let's just quit all the funny business and get going.
Right. And then to the whole DH and the expanded playoffs and all that, there's differing views on that too.
Yeah.
So, and then and then we have the CBA coming up, and we'll see what that happens next season. I mean,
oh God. Is that after this season?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. Outside of that, the Dallas Stars are 4-1-1 on their season. They got off to a really super hot start.
No, I watched the other game the other day.
The 2 games over the weekend were just, I don't know if it was the fact that Carolina's pretty good. And the Stars sometimes, and they've always had like a little bit of an issue with this. It's like when they win a few in a row, they back off a little bit. Yeah. And that's something that you can't do. And that's something that I think they need obviously to figure out.
Sure.
But they might have thought, hey, we won our first 4 games. Like, I'm effing tired and we traveled. Like, who knows? It wasn't there for sure on Saturday last weekend. And then Sunday was a really good, hard-fought game. They lost in a shootout. So they're going to play 2 more games in Columbus, and then they will be back home. But still a really good start to the season. Jake Ottinger, who's the rookie goaltender, he's starting again tonight, and he looked pretty good in his debut. So
Yeah, I'm excited to watch.
Yeah. So that'll be tonight. I think everything's fine. Everything's good with the Stars. The Mavs,
not so much.
we already survived 1 losing streak. I wasn't prepared for another.
Yeah.
Like, this is already at 6 games that they've lost in a row. And it's hard. It's hard to, like, get too mad because they have had the worst COVID hit of any team in the league. With the number of players that were, like, actually got COVID and had to sit out for 20 days or something.
Right.
And then when they do come back, it's really hard to work back into game shape. In basketball, I mean, shit, you're running around and exerting a lot of energy. So last night they lost to the Suns for the second time at home.
And they were leading. I thought I was confident enough. I turned off the TV and went to bed.
You did.
I did.
I
And then
didn't.
I woke up
stayed
to the news that it wasn't.
Yeah, and that was the first game where they had everybody back from COVID. That was the only game, like, all season where they've had the lineup that they expected to have. So there's hope that they'll figure it out here in the next little bit. And, just keep our boy Luca happy.
Yeah.
So he can come on our show.
That's true.
We never had anything happen with Dirk, did we? Did I dream?
No.
I had a dream about it.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a dream about it, I guess. I thought it was real life.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe he's never going to come on our... Oh, my God, I did. I had a dream. I was hanging out with Dirk. It just hit me. I was totally hanging out with him, and I asked him, oh, my God, this is so weird. This is like that time on Bad Radio when I just blurted out about my dream, and it became like a forever...
a whole thing.
Yeah, but I could do it here because this is a safe space.
Well, it's a safe
I
space.
was hanging out with Dirk in my dream the other night. It was like some weird, I don't know, something in... I don't know. He was doing some sort of photo shoot or something, and I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, did you get...
Did you notice we were talking about you on the mom game?
Talking about you a lot. And he was like, I know. He was
you sound just like him.
He was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, you just have to understand. I don't want to do any media. He was like, I love you. I love Julie.
I do feel better
Julie. I love you. I love Emily. And I know I've heard your pleas, but I just can't be doing any media right now. And then I said in the dream, I was like, I know, because once you start, it's like,
you can't.
Everyone's going to want you.
But I feel better knowing that it's not like he's doing a bunch of media and just ignoring us.
Right. Well, and in my dream, like, he was very kind and apologetic.
Dirk is very kind.
Yeah, so I don't
Dirk's
think...
a kind human being.
I think the dream was a good representation of what would happen if I actually saw him in real life. So I don't feel like... I don't have my feelings hurt.
Okay, good. Okay.
There's still time, though.
There is? Oh, yeah, we're just getting started. I mean, maybe he wants to come take shots with us on our 50th episode.
Yeah, we're going to take shots. But we talk about that in the next episode.
Goldschlager.
Goldschlager tequila.
Little preview for everyone on our next episode.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, all right.
For now, wine will do the trick.
Yes, we got to wrap this up. Episode 40 something. We don't really know. Oh. God, we're the biggest disaster ever. So we have a plan, you guys. We have a plan every show. Every show we have a plan. And then you know what happens? Then I start talking about my bleeding leg and my wedding ring stuck on my finger. Julie brings some peppermint bark, and then she forgets to break it out.
I forgot to bust it out. It was supposed to go with our wine. So the whole idea was to have like a Super Bowl show where we have dips and chips, and it's the whole Super Bowl thing. And
she brought some peppermint bark. Of course, I had
no time to plan any of that. And so I went by Whole Foods this morning because I got tacos for myself and Sean Bass. And I thought, there's some peppermint bark. It says keto on it. It's dairy-free, soy-free. It looks healthy.
Sounds
and
amazing.
I have to have...
Here.
I have to do the gluten-free thing.
I know. So here we are.
I thought we could have peppermint bark for
Welcome
our Super Bowl
to our
party.
Super Bowl party where we're serving peppermint bark and red wine. I mean, can't even. We have a plan. I hope y'all know that. I hope you know. We are trying to be organized.
Think they care.
And bring. No, but I want to tell them. We're trying to bring content, like organized, thoughtful content to you guys, and then we show up with cuts on our legs and hairy legs and stuck wedding rings and peppermint bark and red wine.
Why are you hating on
We're
my
sorry.
peppermint bark.
No, it's awesome.
I thought it was
Get on the mic, Julie.
I thought it was a healthy, good it was a healthy, good treat. It's the chair. It's not me.
Jay, our producer.
Did you know when
Jay,
I worked at
please
Fox?
make sure that Julie does not get that chair again.
When I worked at Fox, I got critiqued for being too close to the mic and
Oh,
that's
so
why
now
it was
you've
the
been
last
scarred?
straw, I think.
Oh.
So now I have like mic phobia. It was the last straw. They're like,
The last
she's
straw.
gotta go. This chick doesn't know what she's doing.
I remember, I'll tell one Fox story.
Okay.
So again, here we go. We're supposed to wrap up.
It's
okay.
fine.
So Joel Grunberger, who I love. I love Joel Grunberger.
Yeah.
But I remember one time this was pretty, I don't know if it was too early on when I was there. And I had my hair pulled back. And he told me that I might want to, speaking of hair, what is that? I had my hair pulled back. And I have a hair complex anyway because I have terrible hair. So I had my hair pulled back. And he said to me, you might want to consider wearing your hair down so it doesn't look like, like you're a boy with the hair back.
Oh my God.
And I was like, or that you don't have any hair. I mean, something highly offensive.
He was trying to be nice.
He was trying to give me a hair tip. And you've seen Joel. Love him. I'm not sure he's on the, stylish end of
He shouldn't be critiquing
fashion, hair, whatever. And I remember getting so livid. And he had no idea I had the hair complex. And then I'll tell you.
Did you get mad in his face? Like, did you get mad?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got mad. He knew.
You're good at that.
He knew I didn't appreciate it.
I'll just manifest stuff.
And then I will. So then, okay, here, mark this idea down for another show.
Okay.
So we need to talk about the whole women in sports, what the stuff men say if they send you shirtless selfies.
Emily, I was thinking that on my way in that we needed to talk about that.
Yeah, we do. But that needs it needs its own episode.
Because I'm sure we both.
We've got stories.
dealt with
not
this
like
shit.
yeah. So let's put that down.
I'm not calling Sports Illustrated or anything.
No.
Shit's
But
gone down.
yes. So let's mark that down. Okay, we've got to get off. This is like the longest randomness ever.
It's fun.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, so that's on our list. And then
Okay.
also we did nail down a mom episode, I believe,
Oh, we did.
with our moms because you FaceTimed me the other night with your mom.
Oh, that's right. We did. I just forgot to write down the date.
February 23rd, I
We
think.
had a margarita.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to have both of our moms on.
It's going to be amazing. It's gonna be
It's going to be
amazing.
like this times
Oh,
two.
honey.
Because my mom is a lot like me.
My mom is a lot.
Your mom's
lot.
awesome.
Okay. So we've got, oh my gosh, we have so much good stuff coming.
I know.
I'm so excited.
I know. We're like booked out for
Okay.
a couple of months.
We are. This
Look
is good stuff.
at this organized
Look.
plan.
I told you guys.
I wrote
we
on my
planned.
notes
I told
with
you
some
guys.
asterisks.
I told you
So
guys.
that
Okay.
is legit.
All right. We gotta take our Super
gotta
Bowl
go.
party elsewhere.
We gotta go, parent.
Peppermint bark and my wine.
Dad's out of town. No idea what my kids are doing. We're good.
Cheers. All right. We love you guys.
Peace out from the mom game.
Peace out. Mom game. Out.